Hey y'all, Kate here from Normal Minecart. Welcome back to another review, and today I am doing my review on the game Stardust Skate, which is a little indie game made by Band. Now, if you don't know who Band is a small VTuber group. And when I say small VTuber group, I don't mean agency. All it is a group of four friends that make projects and actually. Hey all, Kate here from Normal Minecart. Welcome back to our review. And today I'm reviewing the indie game known as Stardust Skate, which is made by the small VTuber group known as Band, or Band, however you say it. Now, if you don't know who Band is a four-person group that consists of the VTubers Buff Pup, Shy Bun, AI Candy, and Rose Doodle. With me really only watching Buff Pup and Shy Bun because I adore both of them. But hey, maybe I might check out AI Candy or Rose Doodle one day. But yeah, I actually got this game recently, and by recently I mean I got it yesterday. And you probably would have known that if you checked me out on Twitch and saw me stream me playing the game, and also like one of their other games. But besides that, yeah, Stardust Skate is their most recent game, and honestly, it's quite fun. But obviously, I'll get back, or like I'll get to that later. But yeah, so this is my little review, and obviously this game will change later down the line since like it's still like a new game, and obviously later down the line like there's a chance that oh hey more content or like other things might get added into the game or something. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, if there's ever any like major updates, then I'll probably do a part two of this review. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, as usual, pros, cons, then mids. So for the pros, first off, Buff Pup. Now, something to note about the four playable characters that we have in this game is that each one has their own special ability. So, yeah, actually, no. Hey all, Kate here from Normal Minecart. Welcome back to another review. And today I'm reviewing the small indie game known as Stardust Skate, which was made by the VTuber group Band. And when I say small VTuber group, I don't mean agency. Band really is just four VTubers who are friends and they make projects. Now this is actually the third game made by Band, which again, if you don't know who Band is a four group. There's a four-person group that consists of the VTubers Buff Pup, Shy Bun, AI Candy, and Rose Doodle, with Buff Pup and Shy Bun being my two personal favorites, aka the ones that I watch the most. But yeah, I actually got this game recently, and by recently I mean yesterday, which you probably saw my Twitch stream of me playing Stardust Skate. But if you didn't, well, you probably saw the stream VOD, and if you didn't see that, then clearly this is your first time without hearing me talk about Stardust Skate. So yeah, like I mentioned, Stardust Skate is the third game that Band has made. They made this. Okay, I wouldn't say match 3-esque game. I don't know what genre is. I don't know how to describe it. They also made a FNAF fan game or a FNAF inspired game, which, despite the fact that yes, I am a FNAF fan and I am a fan of Band, I'm not going to be playing their FNAF inspired game because I've seen the gameplay of it. And I've seen how much it relies on AR or not ARG RNG. So I never really. Hey all, Kate here from Normal Minecart. Welcome back to another review, and today I'm reviewing Stardust Skate, a small indie game made by the group Band. Band is a four-person VTuber group that consists of the four VTubers Buff Pup, Shy Bun, AI Candy, and Rose Doodle, with Buff Pup and Shy Bun being my two personal favorites, aka the ones that I watch the most and the ones that I absolutely adore, and I want to hug both of them. But yeah. Anyways, also when I say small four-person group, I don't mean agency. Vichiban is just a group of four friends who hang out and make projects, and honestly, I quite like that. But yeah, this is actually their third game. they made a FNAF inspired game and this one other game that has match three vibes, but it's not a match three game. I don't know. The one that gives off match three vibes is free, and the other one, which is called Meet Your Oshi, is a FNAF inspired game that is like $3, which is something to note that most like the games that have been made by VGBand are either free or not expensive, which is a good thing, especially considering the prices for video games are going up. But I'm not going to get into that. Now I have played their other game known as Goober Ball, which is the free one, and I have seen gameplay of their FNAF inspired game, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have zero plans to play that because here's the thing: me and RNG just do not mix, and I've seen how RNG heavy that game is. So I'm just going to not play it. But hey, if you want to play it, go ahead. But yeah, in this video, like I mentioned, this is me reviewing Stardust Skate, which is still a somewhat new game, and I actually got this recently. And by recently, I mean I got it yesterday. You've probably seen me play it on Twitch, or you saw my VOD of me playing on Twitch. Hold on. All right. Yeah, just had to take a quick swig. But yeah, but since this game hasn't been out for that long, obviously you're going to probably add more things. Especially since yesterday they actually added like some new skins for their characters. They have like these little animal mascots that they call goobers, and they made skins for yeah, they made skins of the they made mascot skins for the characters, and it's really cute. And I don't know. I like the word goober. It's silly, but yeah. Anyways, time to actually get to the review. And you also may have noticed that hey, there's gameplay in the background because yeah, I for these game reviews I want to have gameplay of the like gameplay of the game in the background. But yeah, so here goes: pros, the cons, in the midst. First, the pros. Buff Pop. Now, something to know about all the four playable characters we have in the game is that each one has a special ability. Buff Pup's special ability is to be able to go into this werewolf mode and basically destroy everything she comes in contact with. By destroy everything, I mostly mean like destroy obstacles, not like the entire environment itself, and that's something I forgot. Shit. Hey, all Kate here from Neural Minecart. Welcome back to another review, and I'm doing another game review, which is obvious considering there's gameplay in the background. Besides that, today I'm reviewing the indie game Stardust Skate, which is made by the VTuber group Vichy Band. And when I say VTuber group, I don't mean agency. I mean this is just a friend group of four VTuber friends known as Buff Pup, Shy Bun, AI Candy, and Rose Doodle. It's literally just Vigiband's literally just four friends who make projects and collaborate. And honestly, I quite like that. I actually listen to her podcast, and honestly, okay, here's the thing. I don't really watch AI Candy or Rose Doodle. I might one day, but I mostly just watch Buff Puppet Bun because I adore both of them. But yeah. Anyways, this is actually the third game that they made, and it's actually the most recent game that they made. And I actually got this recently, and by recently I mean like yesterday. You probably saw my Twitch stream of it, or my VOD of the Twitch stream. But anyways, on to the review. So yeah, obviously pros, cons, and mids. The pros, obviously first. Buff Pop. Now, before I continue on, the four playable characters that we have in this game each have their own special ability. Buff Pup's special ability is to go into her werewolf mode and just be able to destroy every obstacle that is in her way. Now, the thing is, she doesn't turn into her actual werewolf form that she has. Instead, she just gets on all fours and just destroys everything, which, depending on the type of person you are, you might find that hot, which, I mean, yeah, but yeah, Buff Pup is actually the first character that will be. No. Hey, all Kate here from Normal Minecart. Welcome back to another review. And yes, I'm doing another game review. hence the gameplay in the background. And today I'm reviewing Stardust Skate, the third game made by the small VTuber group Vichiban, and is the third game that they have made. So yeah, if you've probably obviously you've probably seen my Twitch stream or my VOD, but yeah, this is the third game made by Vichiban. It is skater themed and no shit. Hey y'all, Kate here from Normal Minecraft. Welcome back to another review. And as you can see from the background, yes, I'm doing another game review, and this is of the indie game Stardust Skate. This is made by the VTuber group Vichiban, and this is the third game they made. So yeah, you've probably seen me play this on my Twitch, or you've seen the stream VOD that I posted yesterday. But yeah, I actually got this game yesterday, and I have been playing it a lot ever since. Because honestly, it's actually, I'll get to that later. But yeah, if you don't know who Vichiban is, Vichiban is a four-person VTuber group that consists of the VTubers Buff Pup, Shiabun, AI Candy, and Rose Doodle, with me adoring Buff Pup and Shiabun, aka Irate. Those are the only two that I really watch. I might check out the other two later. But yeah, um, yeah. So this game is quite new, so keep that in mind because obviously because of this game being quite new, there's obviously going to be like possibly some new things that are added later on. Especially since yesterday they did add like some new skins for their characters in the game. But yeah. Anyways, now on to the review. Pros, the cons, and the mids. First off is Buff Pup. Now, something to note about the four characters we have in this game is that each character has their own special ability. Buff Pup's ability is to turn into a werewolf and to destroy every obstacle in her way. Now, okay, I would say technically because she actually doesn't turn into the werewolf form she has. Instead, she just gets on all fours and summons the energy of a angry autistic toddler and just runs into everything and destroys everything. And yeah, honestly, her ability is quite fun. Next one is Shiabun, which actually before I continue on, I would also like to say I quite like the character designs we have. Buff Pup's outfit looks quite nice. But yeah, anyways, next up, Shiabun. I also quite like his outfit, and his special ability is that he can double jump. Now, there's a bit of a downside to this because if you main Shiabun and one day you switch to a different character, it might take a bit for you to get back to get to the realization that not all characters have the double jump ability. Technically, I'll get to that point later. But yeah, also another thing I want to mention is that each character has their own group of audio logs, no, voice clips. Now, I will say sometimes voice clips might get annoying, especially since they don't have a huge amount of voice clips. But hey, that's not supposed to be a bad thing because obviously this is an indie game. This was a game not made by a AAA team, so there's no point of complaining. Oh, why do the characters not have 100 unique voice lines? Like that's not a complaint. But yeah, I'll get to more about the voice lines a little later in a certain part of this. But yeah, next one is AI Candy. Her ability is that once she gets hit. Actually, I know I need to redo this. Hey, all Cake here from Normal Minecraft. Welcome back to another review. And if you can see from the background, yes, I am reviewing another game. This one being Stardust Skate, the third game of the VTuber group Vichiban. If you don't know who Vichiban is a four-person group that consists of Buff Pup, Shiabun, AI Candy, and Rose Doodle, with my two favorites being Buff Pup and Shiabun, because I absolutely adore them. But yeah, like mentioned, this is their third game. Actually, the newest game that they've made, and because of how new it is, obviously there's definitely going to be more things added later on. Like hell, yesterday they added a new skin for each character yesterday for April Fool's Day. So yeah. But anyways, on to the review. So yeah, obviously the pros, the cons, and the mids. Anyways, Buff Pop. Now, before I continue on, I would like to note that each character has their own special ability. But before I get to the special ability, I want to talk about the designs of the characters. For Buff Pup, I also do quite like the outfit that she was given. And I also, like, okay, obviously, I'll get to the visuals after the characters, but yeah, I quite. Yeah, I'll get to it later. But yeah, also another thing I want to touch upon is that you can be hit four, technically five times before the game is over. And getting hit actually does play into the special ability of two of the characters, one of them being Buff Pup. So if you get hit by one of the obstacles, like this little moon bar charges up, and like each character will have like this little bar thing that charges up and can activate a special ability. And Buff Pup's special ability is to turn into a werewolf form and to destroy any obstacle in her way. Or technically turn into a werewolf form. Okay, she doesn't actually turn into a werewolf form, she just gets on all fours and summons the power of an angry toddler and just rushes into every obstacle, destroying it. Doesn't even matter what the obstacle is, she just destroys it, which I love that. It just, the chaotic energy of Buff Pup, especially with that, especially with some of her voice lines, because each character do have their own voice lines, but I do want to say, don't expect the characters to have 100 unique voice lines, because the characters don't have like a huge amount of voice lines, so they might repeat some things and it might get annoying, but that's, I'm not trying to complain about it, because again, this is an indie game. This was made not by a AAA developer, so don't complain. Oh, why do they not have 100 unique voice dialogues or something like that? But yeah, next up is Shiabun. Like, honestly, I quite like his design, especially since his design was supposed to be like, oh, he's a movie nerd, and as a movie nerd myself, I like that. I really do like his design. Um, yeah, his special ability is that he can double jump. Now, this can kind of be a double-edged sword, because on one hand, yes, you can double jump, but on the other hand, if you main Shiabun for a lot, but then you switch to another character, you'll have to readjust to the fact that, oh, not all characters can double jump. Well, technically, but I'll get to that later. Next up is AI Candy. Honestly, I quite like her design, especially since in like a recent podcast episode, AI Candy herself said that her design took inspiration from Rebecca Rabbit, so I mean, yeah, I see the inspiration. Her special ability is that when she gets hit, her little bar fills up, but her little bar, like her special ability, is that if she loses a life, she can slowly build up a new one, which is quite useful, especially if you pair it with another ability, but again, I will get to that later. And then finally, there is Rose Doodle. Yeah, okay, so her special, like, honestly, I quite like her look. She looks cute, she looks huggable. I want to freaking pick her up and hug her. But yeah, Rose Doodle's special ability is that she can temporarily fly. Basically, how it works is she summons these bees, and then has other bees like collect the main collectible slash currency of the game, which I'll also get into that later, for a certain amount of time. But yeah, the next one is the visuals. Obviously, this game is supposed to be themed after like a PlayStation 1 game, and honestly, I quite dig it. I quite dig the PlayStation vibe games, or no, what am I saying? I quite enjoy the PlayStation 1 graphics of this game. Looks nice. I like it. Yeah, the next one is that there were no microtransactions. Now, obviously, this game is, like, from any gameplay you've seen, this game is an endless runner. And usually, most endless runners have some form of microtransaction. But thankfully, this game does not, and that makes me very happy, because honestly, I was getting sick of seeing multiple endless runners that are soulless and have all these microtransactions. And that also no ads either, which is really good. So that means like if you die, you can just like you can just like exit out and like not have to watch any ads, which makes me very happy. But yeah. And also I should mention that like this game isn't really that expensive. Thankfully, most of Ichiban's games are either free or like they're quite cheap, which is really nice, especially considering how much games are costing now. But I'm not going to get into that. But yeah. Now we get into the cheat codes. Now okay. Now obviously, like earlier, I mentioned like AI Candy's ability to like slowly regenerate a life once she's lost once she lost one life, she regenerates a new one. And how I said mentioned, oh, it would go good with another ability, and that other ability would be Shiabun's double jump ability. Well, cheat codes. Okay, so basically, there are these certain skateboards you can collect that have these cheat codes. And basically, what that allows you to do is like, oh, like you have buff pop, and you can, if you activate this one cheat code that can let you use Shy Bun's ability with a different character. It's like, oh, Buff Pup can double jump now, which can be really. The double jump is definitely a good ability, especially for like obstacles and stuff, because like you get points of like jumping off of like obstacles and stuff, or jumping on obstacles. But yeah, obviously when you have cheat codes on, it doesn't like the score you get from the cheat codes doesn't get added to the leaderboard because obviously they're cheat codes, so you know. But yeah, it can definitely be an easy way to get the game's currency slash way of getting the other skateboards, which I'll get to that later. The next one is the environments. Despite the fact that yeah, there are really only 4 environments. Honestly, I quite like the 4 environments we have. One environment is like this farm themed one. Another one is like this spooky forest themed one. Another is a beach themed one, and the final one is a city themed one. And all of them look pretty good. And this actually connects to my final positive, which is the music. The music is pretty good. I love the one for the farm themed, or yeah, the nature slash farm themed level. Like, look, I have no idea how to square dance, but the music in this level just makes me want to square dance. And then the music in like the creepy forest level, it just reminds me of like something like music you would hear in like the What's New Scooby Doo. Then the music in the beach level, it's I don't know. I don't really have that much to say. Same for the like the music here in the city, but yeah. Honestly, the music is pretty good. And now for cons, I actually don't have cons. So yeah. And now we get to the mids. First, the gameplay. Like I mentioned, it's an endless runner game, and you know, like I mentioned, I'm not the biggest fan of endless runners, but the reason why it's not a con is because honestly the game is quite good and it's actually quite addictive, especially like getting like like a multiplier score, and it's like doubling it, like doubling, tripling, quadrupling, like your score when you do a trick. It activates the serotonin in my brain, man. And then finally, the gotcha system. So basically, okay, yeah. So the game has this currency you can collect that are like these star bit things, and you can use them in this little gotcha machine to get skateboards. Now, the thing is, there's not just skateboards in this gotcha machine. There's also junk that's in the gotcha machine that you can stumble across multiple times. Another thing you can stumble across multiple times is duplicates of skateboards that you already have, which can be quite annoying. Yes, it can, but it's not that bad, but definitely can get a bit annoying in my honest opinion. But yeah. So yeah, that's really everything I have. So far the game's pretty good. And again, if there's ever like a major update this game gets, then I'll be doing a review on that. But yeah, well, until now, this game gets a 7 out of 7 stars, and you know what that means. That's correct. This game gets a heckin' Emerald Seal of Approval. So yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that was it for the video. Make sure you all subscribe and like for more, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, home guards, and goodbye. Hey, all Kate here from the Emerald Minecart. Welcome back to another review. And as you can see from the background, yes, that's right, I'm doing another game review. I know it's been a while since I've done one of those, but yeah, today I'm oh man, reviewing. Today I am reviewing the indie game Stardust Skate, which is the third game by the small VTuber friend group known as Vichiban. And I say friend group and not corporation or talent agency because Vichiban really is just a group of four friends who collaborate together and make projects. And this is their third game. And obviously, you've probably seen me play it on Twitch or seen my VOD of me playing it on Twitch. Yeah, I've been quite addicted to this game recently, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, going over the pros, the cons, and the mids. And I actually want to quickly say I actually don't have any cons currently. So, yeah. Also, before I continue on, if this game ever does get any more major updates, I definitely will be doing a review on the major updates. So, yeah. Pros, obviously. First off are the controls. Now, oh wait, no, shit, I messed up. No!